Okay, today we are doing Sketching Linear Graphs 7.4. Remember, you don't need to write this down, you need to write this heading. That'd be great. While you're writing the heading, listening to remember when you're sketching, you've got to always label your axes. So you're always going to have, this is going to be X and this is going to be Y. Put numbers on your axes, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. And they need to be in equal intervals. And don't forget to always use a ruler. Alright, so a couple of methods. The first method is the X and Y intercept method. You've done this before, so hopefully it's good revision for you. To find X intercepts, we let Y equal 0. The opposite, to find Y intercepts, we let X equal 0. So we might have an equation like this. Draw 2Y plus 3X and equals 6. It is a really good idea to do these headings, okay? You do not have to copy this. You just need to concentrate and watch me doing it. So for x-intercept, we let y equal 0. So here's our equation. Instead of writing y, we are going to write 0. So we're going to go 2 times 0 plus 3x is equal to 6. 2 zeros is just 0. I'm going to write that here, but you probably won't write that. Okay, you can go straight to 3x equals 6. And now we're doing algebra. You have 3x equals 6. This is 3 times x. The opposite of times or multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So this becomes, 3's are gone, which is what you wanted. This becomes x equals 2. Now, what is it that you've just found? You've said y equals 0 and you've found x is equal to 2. So that's your coordinate. You need to put it into a coordinate before you forget. So x is equal to 2 is going to go in here and y is equal to 0 is going to go here. And there's your first coordinate. Now we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to get the y-intercept. We're going to let x equal 0. So looking back up here, we're trying to find y, so it's 2y plus. This times it's 3 times 0 is equal to 6. So we're going to have 2y. This becomes 0, so it's just equal to 6. 2 times y, opposite of times, is divided by, and the number is 2. Whole plan is to get y by itself. Y will equal 6 divided by 2, which is 3. What have we just found? Write down your coordinate. I've told you, or you've told us, that you wanted x to equal 0, so we put that in. And we want to find y, and we've found y equals 3. So there's your other coordinate. So here's 1, here's 2. Remembering you only ever need 2 points to draw a graph. Oh, this is what I've just written. Remember, you only need 2 points to rule a straight line. Okay, so then we get our ruler, thinking about where this is going to go. So we need to go across 2, and we're going to need to go up 3. Okay, now if you're not good at working that out, my ruler's not going to fit there, so you're going to rule, even though I haven't. You can draw a whole big axis if you're not good at working out where it should go before you actually draw it, okay? These are not perfectly, I haven't measured that, which is kind of okay, as long as when I look at it, I think you've measured it, okay? Now we're going to plot this point. So 2 is the x and 0, so we're going to go x, y. So remembering, how do we plot this? This is what you go to the side, and this is how, if you go up or down. So we're going to go 2 to the side, and we're not going to go up or down. The other one's 0, 3. So we're not going to go anywhere to the side because the 0 is first. We're going to go up to 3. Okay, so then we've got 2 points, which is all we need. We put our line through it. And the last thing we need to do is along the line somewhere, we need to write the equation. So we're going to write 2y plus 3x is equal to 6. All right, let's have a go at one more. So little headings, x-intercept, let y equal 0. And x minus, not y, but 0 is equal to 5. X minus 0 is just x. So we have what do we put first? We always put the x. And in our heading, we can see y is equal to 0. There's our first one. Next heading, opposite, y-intercept. Let x equal 0. Let's put that in, so we have this time 0 minus y equals 5. Now be very careful here. This is like nothing, so we're going to have minus y. Now minus y is like minus 1. If you put that there, it should make it obvious what to do now, even when there's a negative. If there's a number in front, we're going to divide by that number. So you have to divide by the whole number, so in this case it's minus 1. Minus 1. Then we get y is equal to negative 5. Our other point is, what does it say in our heading? X equals 0. Put that in. What did we find? Y is negative 5. I can't fit my ruler under this station, so I am not ruling, but hopefully you will be. All right, we need to go across 5, and in this case we're going to go down 5, negative 5. So I'm going to know to draw it like this. If you're not sure with the first view, just draw your axes big, okay, until you get used to it. All right, so we have 5, 0. This is a really terrible one because they're not equally, we call it equidistant. Make sure you try and make them look like they are. And we've got a negative x, put our x and y's in, negative 5, and then we're going to get a ruler, unlike myself. Ooh, we're going to rule through that. And the last thing we're going to do is label it. Okay, so there, we've finished that question. Okay. Now, the other thing we've got here, we did a little bit of this yesterday, are vertical and horizontal lines. This is when y equals c, so y equals 5, y equals 20, y equals 2056. If it's y equals a number, it's always a horizontal line, and it always has a gradient of, it's going like this all the time. Gradient is how far it slopes. So it's not sloping at all. So the gradient will always be 0. And the y-intercept will always be c, or whatever number that is. So let's have a look at what this looks like. Here's my graph. I want to find where y is 5. So I go to y equals 5. And it's here. And we draw a horizontal graph. Now I'm pretty sure we did these yesterday. So hopefully this is nice and straightforward. Let's have a look at another one. Y equals negative 2. So we go to y equals negative 2. Because it's y equals and it's just a number, it's a horizontal line. And we label it. This one I've written y equals 52. So we're just, if it's something big, we just put a 52 because we don't need to draw all that rubbish in between. And you've just got to show us that you realise it's a horizontal line and you need to label it. Okay. Now what about if it says x equals? So we have x equals just a number. It's always a vertical line. So it's always up and down. Because anywhere on x equals 3, if I show you there's a 3, this would be the number 3, 0. This would be 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1 million up here. This is 3 minus 1, 3 minus 2, 3 minus whatever. So that's why x equals is always a vertical line. And the gradient, we call it, because it's up like that, we call it undefined. Because we can't define it when it's up like that. So we have x equals 3, so we draw a vertical line and we label it. X equals negative 10, so this time it's down here. This is where x equals negative 10. And we draw a vertical line, so x equals negative 10. And that's what we've got today, which is pretty straightforward, I'm thinking. Here's what you have to do. So 7.4, 1, ACEG, 3AB, 4AB, 7A. That's 7 questions. They're individual sketches, so not one big sketch, okay? And that's, so you've got to do 9 small graphs today. It's not a lot of work. For this line, I would suggest that right now you just write vertical. which is the last, is always x equals. And they always look like this, and write this horizontal. So this is all the notes you've got for this today. Y equals, and it's going to look like this. All right, that's what you should have in your book today. Thanks, guys.